Alright guys, I'm the Kodiak. Welcome in, welcome back, and we are finally in January, which means you are likely still hungover from Christmas, you have no money because you spent it all on Christmas presents, and it's the NFL playoffs. And this week, week 17, we saw the Browns, we saw the whole wild card situation get figured out. We saw the Browns, Colts, and Ravens all clinch, while the Dolphins were the odd man out. We saw the Bears clinch in the NFC as the 7th seed, and we saw the Washington football team clinch as the 4th seed. Now, whether or not those teams deserve to make the playoffs is highly up for debate, but today we're going to be talking about my predictions for the playoffs and wild card weekend this upcoming week, as well as the conference championship and Super Bowl the week after that. So let's start out with Buffalo and Indianapolis. So the thing with Buffalo is that they are probably, I think they are the best team in the league right now. And I know Jonathan Taylor just ran for 253 yards, but I don't think Philip Rivers is the guy who can get it done in January. This Colts team is still likely a player or two away. Player or two isn't a quarterback from making a deep run, which is why I think the Bills will win this game. I don't think they'll have much trouble doing so. And yep, Buffalo wins over Indianapolis. Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. So Pittsburgh is the 3 seed, and they were probably one of the worst undefeated teams we had ever seen this year because they wanted to do nothing except make TikToks in the locker room, and yeah, they got what was coming for them. They ended up getting the division crown in large part because they played a slew of absolutely terrible opponents. So yeah, number 3 seed Pittsburgh against number 6 seed Cleveland. Now, keep in mind, these teams played Week 17, and the Browns won by 2 points over a team that was led by Mason Rudolph. I understand they were never in legitimate danger of losing the game, but Stefanski is also out this game with COVID. So it's basically the 3 seed versus a team that doesn't have a head coach. The Steelers are going to win this one. Ravens versus Titans. If you guys remember back to Week 3, Monday Night Football against the Chiefs, the Ravens got absolutely torched in the secondary, and Marlon Humphrey came out and said, "I stand by my comments made from last year's playoff game, where he said that it was in the team's nature to choke in big games." They choked against the Titans again earlier this season. It is way harder to beat a team twice in the same season. And I could see this game going either way, considering Tennessee's defense is probably the worst in the playoffs. Baltimore's rushing attack is probably going to have a field day, but Derrick Henry is also probably going to have a field day, given the fact that Baltimore just can't stop him for whatever reason. I think the Titans win this one. It wouldn't surprise me if it went either way. Let's move on to the NFC. Bears versus Saints. Like I said, the Bears probably didn't deserve to make the playoffs, even if Thomas and Kamara are out. I have literally zero faith in the Bears to go into New Orleans and win this football game. Rams versus Seahawks. This is all going to depend on if Jared Goff plays or not, because I think the Rams will win against the Seahawks, considering the fact that McVay just turns into the next Bill Walsh against Seattle. And yeah, I think as long as Jared Goff is playing, because let's be honest, as much crap as he gets throughout the media, he's better than literally any backup option they could offer. I think the Rams will end up winning this game. Tampa Bay versus the football team. It's going to be Tampa Bay. Let's be real. Alex Smith is not a good quarterback. I know people want to talk about the story, and yes, it is a good story, but we have to actually be looking at this from a football standpoint. Alex Smith has not been good by any means. Tampa's been firing on all cylinders. They just won against the Falcons, and they beat a Lions team with no coach. But that doesn't matter because right now they're hot. And never underestimate Tom Terrific in the playoffs, although I don't think many people think Washington will win this game. I'm very glad we get to see McLaurin and Gibson have a chance to do something good in the playoffs. But yeah, Tampa Bay is not losing this game. Divisional round. So in this case, it would be Tennessee versus Kansas City in the AFC and Pittsburgh versus Buffalo. And then in the NFC, it would be Tampa Bay versus New Orleans and the Rams against the Packers. So let's start with the AFC. Let's start with the Chiefs and the Titans. So here's the deal. Even though I'm not buying the Chiefs this year, the Titans defense is just so bad to the point where Kansas City is literally going to be able to do whatever they want. no matter how good Derrick Henry, no matter how good Ryan Tannehill, no matter how many guys A.J. Brown makes miss, which, by the way, go check out that video from yesterday. Yeah, Kansas City will win this game. And Pittsburgh versus Buffalo. If you guys remember Sunday Night Football a little bit earlier, or almost a month ago by this point, Pittsburgh did not look good. Buffalo is a good team, very good team, has probably, in my opinion, the best player in football right now, Josh Allen. And yeah, I'm going to be picking them to win this game. The Steelers' defense played all right that game, didn't play great, but the fact that they have no running game is really going to hurt them in the playoffs. Okay, so Tampa Bay versus New Orleans. I am going to go with New Orleans here, just based on the nature that Sean Payton just outcoaches Bruce Arians every single time. He outcoached him week 1. If you guys remember that Sunday Night Football game this year where the Buccaneers had a chance to overtake the Saints for the AFC South or NFC South crown, they lost that game 38-3. They got absolutely punched in the mouth. It was probably one of the most embarrassing games I can remember in recent memory from a team that was hosting a primetime game. And yeah, I'm just going to go with the Saints based on the fact that they've just had Tampa's number this year. Green Bay versus the Rams. I'm going to go with Green Bay. Even though I think the Rams do have a shot in this game, it's just going to be Jared Goff in the divisional round football in Lambeau Field. So yeah, I know it's not very exciting, but 1 and 2 against 1 and 2 from each conference. Let's move on to the conference championship games. So AFC Championship, Buffalo Bills versus Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to go with the Bills here. Like I said, I'm just not buying the Chiefs this year. I'm not buying their 14-2 record. They can't run the ball worth a damn, and they've won pretty much every game since the Jets game by a thread. That's going to catch up to them sooner or later. They did lose Week 17, but albeit they were resting their starters. I know should not be in me to count out Mahomes. I think the Bills are a better team. I just flat out think they're a better team. I think if they go into Arrowhead, even though it will be a very difficult challenge, that they are going to win this football game. The NFC. So the Saints versus the Packers. Anytime these two teams make it deep into the playoffs, they more often than not end up letting us down. As someone who picked the Saints to win the Super Bowl before the 2018 season, and then they honestly should have been there, but there was that PI call, or no call. The Saints just always find a way to lose. Whether it's fair or not, I think the MVP this year is going to show out and make the Super Bowl. And this is also probably Breeze's last game in New Orleans. Super Bowl time, Buffalo Bills versus Green Bay Packers. Now, Buffalo has not won a Super Bowl since never. They've never won a Super Bowl, and Green Bay has not won a Super Bowl since 2011. Now, the thing is, I know Green Bay has amazing playmakers. I know they have a great quarterback, likely the MVP, a very, very good running back in Aaron Jones, probably the best wide receiver in NFL history this year in Davante Adams. They have playmakers all over the team, but I don't think their defense can stop Josh Allen. And the difference for me is that I think Buffalo's defense, while not great this year, can get a stop or two on Green Bay, on Aaron Rodgers, whereas I don't see Green Bay's defense, that's been absolutely porous at times this year, being able to stop one of the best players in the game. And yeah, I think Josh Allen and Buffalo will get their first ring in one of the most unlikely facets ever. Because when you think back to last year, Josh Allen was not a good quarterback. You can look at any stats you want. He just didn't get it done. But the way he was able to improve was absolutely insane. And I love the dude. I can't wait for him to have a remarkable career. And yeah, I think the Buffalo Bills are your 2020-2021 NFL champions before any playoff games begin. And yeah, I'm just glad we got to have a season as a whole. I'm not going to be able to watch any of these playoff games because I'm going to be working. But yeah, that's my prediction. Bills over Packers. And yeah, this could end up aging terribly. This could end up aging amazingly. Who knows? It's all speculation. But then again, my whole channel is just speculation. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description below. Anyways guys, have a good day and peace out.